Tonight, the Castries South MP wants to know why the Prime Minister is on vacation during intense preparation for the looming threat of new coronavirus. A Marigot man succumbs to injuries sustained in a car crash, and families are called on to show greater care for elderly family members, some of whom it has been confirmed are being abandoned at hospital. We have the details of these stories and more coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Friday the 7th of February 2020. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News on Flow Channel 117. The broadcast is also being simulcast on Kiss FM Radio. You can watch via our website. It's CaribbeanHotTV.com or on our free Caribbean Hot FM mobile app. I'm lovely Saint Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. On Tuesday, the 4th of February, a press statement coming from the Office of the Prime Minister revealed that Prime Minister Allen Chastanet had proceeded on vacation leave until Friday, the 7th of February. Since the notice was disseminated, the PM came under fire from some for taking time off during a global crisis in the form of the looming threat of the new coronavirus. One person with whom the PM's decision did not sit well was Castries South MP Dr. Ernest Hilaire. Dr. Hilaire said he would accept it if the PM took time off for health or bereavement purposes. However, he says he cannot understand why he would choose to go on vacation leave at a time like this.
Vacation suggests that you've gone to have a frolic, to have a good time, to take a break from what's going on. Why is the Prime Minister taking a break to go on vacation now? From what I recall, the Prime Minister was on vacation during the summer. The Prime Minister was on vacation during Christmas, which is 5 weeks ago. I mean, 5 weeks ago, the Prime Minister was on vacation. And I'm not saying somebody does not deserve a vacation, but like you said, at a time when the whole world is worried about coronavirus and it's spreading, and people in St. Lucia want answers as to exactly what's going to happen.
Dr. Hilaire said he has noticed a number of flaws in the day-to-day operations at the island's borders in the way tourists are allowed to enter the country. He said the Prime Minister should be focused on fixing those flaws and other local crises rather than taking breaks.
If you land in Port of Spain now, every immigration officer has a mask and gloves. Every customs officer has masks and gloves. Right now in Trinidad. I landed at VG last night. No immigration officer had any protective wear. No customs officer had any protective wear. Now, I mean, it just shows you the differences in how two countries, I'm not saying every country should do so, but surely a country like ours, and in the tourism season, the peak season now, there are a lot of people coming into our country. Shouldn't we be a little more concerned as to exactly the exposure that, our frontline staff gets? And in the midst of that, the Prime Minister is on vacation.
While Prime Minister Allen Chastanet was on vacation, Minister Ezekiel Joseph acted as Prime Minister. In other news, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George has provided an update on the situation with the coronavirus epidemic and the Ministry of Health's preparation for the threat. She spoke on the condition of 4 individuals currently on 14-day quarantine.
To date, St. Lucia has effectively undertaken home quarantine for 4 individuals who have journeyed from mainland China to St. Lucia. All of these people returned with no symptoms of illness suggesting of the novel coronavirus infection. But they are required by the national health authorities to undergo the mandatory monitoring for a period of 14 days. During this quarantine period, these individuals remain within their homes and do not engage in any form of social interaction as a precautionary measure. All of these individuals have willingly complied with this public health requirement and have been doing well with no indication of any health issues.
Dr. Belmar-George says the Ministry of Health remains vigilant.
St. Lucia continues to adhere to guidelines and protocols and to ensure the active surveillance is conducted at key sites, which include ports and medical facility. The prevention measures are promoted and the requisite resources are available to support case management and contact tracing in the event of a case of the virus presenting in the country. The Ministry of Health, we continue to remind the public of the importance of practicing the standard recommendations to prevent the spread of infection. These include regular hand washing with soap and water or alcohol-based hand sanitizer where soap or water is not available.
She also noted that particular focus has been given to the tourism sector.
On Thursday, February 6, the Ministry of Health and Wellness conducted consultations with the tourism sector, which included representatives of the Ministry of Tourism, the St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Association, and the Tourism Authority. This aided in streamlining plans for engaging the management and staff across this sector to implement a coherent response to the novel coronavirus. That will ensure protection of the tourism product, will ensure adherence to sound public health practice to reduce risk of exposure to an infection.
That was Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Sharon Belmar George. On Thursday, the 6th of February, Hamish John of Marigot succumbed to injuries sustained in a crash that occurred in January. On the 29th of January 2020, the traffic unit of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force responded to a report of a vehicular collision at Ravin Poisson Castries. On arrival, officers were informed that 3 male occupants of a motor car were injured following a collision into an electrical pole along the roadside. They were escorted to the Victoria Hospital for medical attention. The 2 other males have since been discharged from hospital, having received medical treatment. A post-mortem on the body of Hamish John is scheduled for a subsequent date. This was the 4th recorded road fatality for the year 2020. The police force has extended condolences to the family and friends of the deceased. In a change in tides, Castries South MP Dr. Ernest Hilaire is calling for the United Workers' Party and the Alan Chastanet-led administration to launch an investigation into claims made by Health Minister Mary Isaac. Isaac made implications that the killing of CCC councillor Victor Morris was an assassination from persons holding high positions. Dr. Hilaire said the claims are damning and should be investigated immediately.
On the 4th of December 2019, senior official of the United Workers' Party Nancy Charles called for the extradition of the first deputy political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party, Dr. Ernest Hilaire from Dominica, after he made a claim stating that the political unrest taking place in Dominica in the days leading up to their general elections was planned in St. Lucia. At the time, Charles insisted that Dr. Hilaire should be brought back to St. Lucia to validate the serious claims and expose the persons behind the chaos. Fast forward to the evening of Thursday the 30th of January 2020, during a vigil for murdered CCC councillor Victor Morris, Health Minister Mary Isaac made a claim stating that Morris was virtually assassinated and that it was done by persons high up in authority in St. Lucia. Remembering his persecution for his words, Dr. Hilaire said the silence from the UWP on this occasion is deafening.
You have to admit that the comments made by Senator Mary Isaac are shocking. There you have a minister of government who sits in cabinet, who is part of the National Security Committee. Because remember, the Prime Minister said the National Security Committee is his entire cabinet, and makes such, serious statements that that the gentleman was virtually assassinated. Somebody sent somebody to kill him, and there are people high up in authority in the country that are involved in those things. How can a minister who sits in cabinet, who's part of the National Security Committee, make such comments, and that person cannot provide any more information, or the police would not question that person to find out what it is that you know?
Dr. Hilaire said he was waiting patiently for Charles to have the same energy with Isaac as she did with him.
Nancy Charles, who is a public officer paid for by taxpayers of St. Lucia, who is the deputy chairman of the United Workers' Party, made a big issue of comments she claimed I made, which in her view were unacceptable. And I'm waiting for her. And she was even on Facebook inviting people to come and see evidence she had against me. Surely she probably have evidence in this matter that she can share with the public. This is a serious statement. There it is, a gentleman, a member of the United Workers' Party, former chairman of the constituency group, is gunned down. And the candidate with which she worked is saying somebody sent somebody to kill him, and there are people high up in authority in government that's involved in those things. I want somebody to say to me, why is that not an absolutely serious statement that warrants police getting involved and the Director of Public Prosecution getting involved as well?
Dr. Hilaire said this is not the first time that such damning claims have been made about members of the UWP administration, yet said claims continue to fade away without being investigated.
It's not the first time we've had comments like that from members of this government. A minister who was fired, Eubolus Raymond, said there are people in the government that are involved in criminality and that they will be getting away with it. He said so. This is the second minister in the government to have made statements like that. And you have to wonder whether all of them are not aware that there is criminality pervading the government of St. Lucia. Eubolus Raymond said it. Now Mary Isaac said it. But who's going to do something about it?
Isaac's statement was made in the presence of Prime Minister Alan Chastanet. Dr. Hilaire said he should have acted immediately to launch an investigation rather than hug her after her speech. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
Now, members of the public are weighing in on the comments by Health Minister Mary Isaac about assassination orders by people in power. Comments she made during a vigil to honor her close friend and CCC councillor Victor Morris, who was shot outside his home late last year.
Well, the comments Mary Isaac said there, it have a lot to it. Like I see, if she said these kind of comments, she know where she's coming from. So Mary Isaac now have to come out and say more to it, and then the police have to come into and hold and question it, because if you can come and say something like that, bull at a vigil, that's saying something, because I cannot understand you coming and say, well, some top official government, no high ranking is involved and they pay people to do it. So if you know about that, you're supposed to know, because it's not the first set of people that have been dying like that.
I overheard what she said, but if she knows something, she can come to the police and say what she knows, why she's hiding. I don't know why she's hiding anything. Come straight and say what is in your mind. You know something, Miss Isaac, come to the law and say what you want. Okay?
I was a little bit surprised, and I don't expect that from a politician, because everybody has their place in the government and in the society. If you are a minister, leave what belongs to the police for the police, and do not speculate. Don't make this kind of statement, because you're just having the whole people confused, and they'll never really want to think good about you. So Mary Isaac, just be careful what you say and how you say things.
Mary Isaac supposed to investigate, see who are the authority, who can sa capacity. Jamais Christian Bagay connaît about ça. So supposed to investigate in 24 hours.
The comment she made, that's why I say I don't trust no politician, because remember the other politician that had made his comment in Dominica, I don't know what become of that. But that's why I don't trust none of them, because all of them talk the same pappy show. All of them do the same thing. All of them do the same thing, because they always know. When that one in opposition, they always know. When that one in the government, they always know. And what you have to do is bring out the evidence for what happened. That's what I want to know. And I don't trust none of them, because all of them is the same pappy show.
Well, I think it's very troubling. Actually, Mary Isaac is a recognized minister of government, and for her to make a statement of that kind, and that thing is basically being taken lightly by the authorities, by the police. I find that most strange. I am surprised that she has not been asked to come in for questioning. To me, that statement that was made by her is a telling statement, and I think one that needs to be looked into for certain.
Those were your views. This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, as Trinidad and Tobago publishes its sex offender registry, a St. Lucian activist asks, where's ours? The death of a Chinese doctor who tried to warn about the coronavirus outbreak has sparked widespread public anger and grief. And
Strides of Unity
2020 is coming up.
By the
That and more after the break.
As well as